2025. My name is Dana Pellebon, and I'm a part of Overture's Community Advisory Committee. Before we begin, I would like to thank the Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for their generous support of the festival. If you would like to help the Overture continue to provide extraordinary experiences, please consider making a donation in the lobby or visit overture.org/donate. Now please join me in welcoming Madison Pipes and Drums.
It's on. Alrighty. Hi, welcome to the Overture Center's International Festival. We are Madison Pipes and Drums. My name is Ainsley Steen. I am the president of Madison Pipes and Drums. We also have here today Andrew Sievers, our pipe major, and Ali Deloney, our lead drummer. So you'll be hearing from me mostly, but also our pipe sergeant a little bit later today as we talk through kind of what's going on with the outfit going on. I think I said pipe major, pipe sergeant the wrong way around. It's fine. So next up we are going to play a couple of our parade sets. If you are a big fan of Madison area parades, you've likely heard these once or twice before, and if you were at the homecoming parade back in October, that was probably the last time you heard these tunes from us as we get started on our 2025 season here. So have a listen. We'll start with the marches and then go into some more fun stuff. Tim, our pipe sergeant, and I obviously need more coffee because he's our drum major. Tim is the guy in the wild suit that we've got going on here, and he's about to tell you all about what he's wearing.
Thanks, Ainsley. I thought I would start from head to toe on the uniform that I'm wearing. By design, drum majors' uniforms are meant to be much more elaborate, and that is because a lot of the symbolism that the uniform takes on. So starting with the top, the feather bonnet that I'm wearing was originally meant to give the drum major more height and more volume, so we look a little bit taller. This feather bonnet that I am wearing is a little over 100 years old. It is one that was given, one that I purchased from a pipe and drums band that was going out of business. They were retiring in Waterford, Connecticut. Often these are passed down from generation to generation. It's made of ostrich feathers and ostrich tails. And that is, they are making them out of synthetic feathers right now. But if you can get your hands on an old one, that's always a little preferable because these things are hot. Ostrich feathers do not breathe well at all. Moving down, you'll notice everyone in the band on their caps has some sort of a badge on them. A lot of those are due to family heritage or symbols if you're part of the military. Moving downward, I am wearing a plaid fly, and what this was originally used for symbolically was to, keep people warm and actually to cover the wounded as well. So the drum major was entrusted with those. We always wear a brooch. The brooch is meant to signify, again, some family or military heritage. Moving on from that, this is a baldridge sash that I'm wearing. The baldridge sash was actually pretty important for drum majors. What it was meant to do, I do not have one with military honors because as far as I know, our band has not been in any battles that I'm aware of. But if we were, there's ribbons and decorations for each of the battles. Another interesting thing about the baldridge sash, I know you can't see it from the audience, but there are 2 drumsticks here, miniature drumsticks. They're symbolic now. But in the 1800s, those were meant to, if a drummer lost a stick, the drum major would have another one that she or he could use. And then I have a cross belt. The cross belts were, that's this piece of equipment here. They were meant to, hold swords that drum majors would use to defend the band if needed. And then finally, the mace. The mace, again, generally handed down from generation to generation or drum major to drum major. When I was researching my assignment from Ainsley, I found something that I had not seen before. The dome of the mace, which was actually a weapon of war originally. A lot of bands, especially if the mace is handed down from drum major to drum major, the inside of the dome holds a scroll for all the band members who have passed on. And so that way, the band members are with the band whenever they're performing. So kind of some neat history, a little bit about the outfit that I'm wearing. And with that, I will turn it back over to the band and play some more music for you. Thank you.
So far, what we've played for you is our Scotland the Brave set coming into the stage, our Green Hills and Battles O'er set, and then that was just now the Irish set. Up next, we've got a 6/8, but before we play that, I wanted to talk a little bit about how this sucker works. We get a lot of questions about, well, don't the bagpipes take a lot of air? How do you play the bagpipes? Why don't you ever have a rest? Why don't you have dynamics? If you're musicians, you know where I'm going with that. Basically, the bagpipe, if you're familiar with a clarinet and an oboe, you can raise your hand. Beautiful, lots of people. So a clarinet is a single reeded instrument, and I basically have a clarinet right here, and a clarinet right here, and a clarinet right here. And all they ever do is wah, right? That's the drum here the entire time we play. An oboe is a double reeded instrument. So you have two pieces of wood that flap against each other. And that's what I've got right here, is a double reeded reed. This is called the chanter. It's where you're hearing all of our music start in. Now, part of the reason that the chanter is important is that if you want to learn, raise your hand if you want to learn. I need more hands up. I need all of the hands up. We have people who teach. If you want to learn, you aren't starting on all of this. You're starting on something a whole lot quieter, a whole lot more amenable to the ears, so your family's not going to kick you out of the house. You're going to start on basically this, and it's kind of like a recorder. You've just got this part nice and quiet, great to learn on. So if you're interested in learning, we do have plenty of teachers in the band. Please do reach out to us, MadisonPipesandDrums.com, find the Join the Band area, and we can get you started. We generally teach from, I would say, about 6, 8, all the way up to, I don't know, 80, right? If you're ready to learn, we're ready to teach you. We teach drums too. Allie, how does a drum work? There you go. But one of the things that I want to talk about is that when you're watching like a symphony orchestra, you've got a conductor up front, right? He's our conductor. If you've been noticing, Andrew has been like stepping this entire time. And you're gonna see that become really, really important as we get into our medleys for you, our competition medleys. Because as we change tempo, the way that he is like moving his feet is going to tell us where the tempo is going to land next. So Andrew is our conductor. He's the one who sets the musical direction for the band and also decides what the tempo is throughout the tunes. Now, the folks that we have on stage now, we have a quartet of pipers who are going to play for you. They're going to play a really cool tune called Steam Trade Morai, Maleg. We've got Andrew Sievers, Stella Jacoby, Stephen Walsh, And then we have David Bradley there, and I don't know, he's a drummer, so I don't know what he's doing there, but I'm sure it'll go fine. It was our first annual Scottish Showcase, and we hope to continue that tradition and continue to have our Scottish Showcase every the Saturday after every Labor Day. If you are interested in learning more and finding out more about all of the really cool stuff we do outside of the parade, check out our Madison Pipes and Drums socials on both Facebook and Instagram and even TikTok, so that you can learn more about when that showcase is going to be. In the meantime, we are going to go into some really cool stuff, and one of the reasons that this really cool stuff is really cool is that it's the first time that we've been ready in March to play it for everybody. These are our competition tunes. We are a grade 4 competition band. The grades go from 1 to 5, 1 being like some of the best in the world, absolutely the best in the world, all the way down to grade 5, and we're up at grade 4. So just to give you a little context, like, we're good, we have fun. There are people out there who are just like above and beyond. Think like the Itzhak Perlmans of bagpipes, right? If you're a straight person, it needs to be. So we are going to be starting with our MSR, which is a march, and then a strathspey, and then a reel. The medley has a couple of tunes in it, or a couple of things in it that I want to call out ahead of time. We have harmonies that were written by this guy right here, Stephen, and by another piper who couldn't be here today, Chris Brandt. We also have a reprise at the end of the tune that I believe was written by Allie, our drummer, our lead drummer. So really, really cool stuff going on. Pay attention to the beginning and then the end. You should hear a lot of similar themes. sorry, why does Ben play on the wrong shoulder? All right, we are going to finish today off with Amazing Grace and Wreaths of Malin. Thank you so much for having us. Again, please follow us on our socials, Madison Pipes and Drums, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We'd love to hear more from you. We'd love to have you join more of our events. Just come say hi at parades. Thanks so much. Up next, I think, is Breckenridge High School of Highland Dance. Some of our friends, so you'll be hearing more bagpipes and seeing some dances this time too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.